Just gotta find the dead roots that are still holding together. Oh, yeah. It's a dirty job. Somebody's gotta do it. So, once you pick out the good ones, make a little collection, and you can put them all together later. Not looking forward to carrying all the shit back. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, I'm Chad Morris, aka Simo, and as you can see, I got a bunch of various root branches I've collected and stacked up in very cheap but functional wireframe pyramids. I spent typically about 3 or 4 hours just obsessing over the layout of the tree, trying to get just the right flow to it that I see in my head. But I also just allow the branches to kind of speak to me as I'm looking at them from all angles to see what might look good here and where. Once I've got them roughly pieced together, I start trimming them to get them lining up just right. I also add a lot of my very small root sections to go on the top. And all those fine details down to the smallest branch really help give it character and make it feel more real and alive. So layout's complete, I'll move everything over to a work table. Then I use a 2-part moldable epoxy putty called PC Woody, which is very tacky and not easy to work with, but it's definitely worth it because it dries incredibly hard and really durable, yet still being very lightweight. I used a paper plate to mix it on here, but I definitely recommend a piece of spare wood or something hard because it's a lot easier to mix when you can really dig in and scrape it thoroughly. It's a huge help to add some rubbing alcohol on top to help smooth it out and ease the tackiness. If you allow it about 20 to 30 minutes to begin curing, it stiffens up a little more and makes it even easier with the rubbing alcohol. The more that you smooth it out, the less time you'll have spending sanding, but it's also a race against the clock before it cures too much to even smooth any further. Next stage is my other 2-part epoxy called sculptwood putty, and it's much easier to work with, much like clay rather than a paste, and it's better for filling larger areas and adding dimension. I also recommend changing your gloves after you initially mix the 2 parts together, if you use your hands that is, because they'll be incredibly tacky and make it harder to use at first. Once it's all smoothed out as best as possible, I'll go through with a fine edge, usually of a few different sizes so they aren't all the same, but I'll just drag it through to create crack lines to help it give a more realistic look. After the front side cures overnight, I come back the next day and flip it over to do the back side the same way. I don't typically use as much as I did on this one, but the branches just didn't feel as dense as I'd like, and I also pieced it together with so many vulnerable connections that I figured I might as well play it safe. You also want to wear gloves that fit very snug because any creases in your fingertips will make it harder to smooth it out. And now I'm just repeating all that on the back side and making sure it all blends smoothly with the front as it connects around the sides of the branches. After it cures overnight, I came back and sanded everything with the 80 grit flat disc, followed by a 220 grit for some finer detail. For the harder to reach areas, I use my Dremel with some drum sanding bands of the same grits as before. Now it's time to remove all the dust, which I used a drill brush after leaf blowing it first, then used a duster can for the finer branches, though I forgot to film that part. For the painting part, I like to start with a few coats of rubber paint to give it a nice uniform skin to build from and bring it all together a little more. Use Flex Seal here. I let that dry overnight again and added the mounting hooks on the back. I did this before adding the colored paint so that I could spray the mounts as well to help them remain hidden from sight. A little later that night, I added some dark walnut colored spray paint for a few coats as well. I also recommend having some bug repellent candles or whatever you use just to help avoid them getting stuck and embedded in the paint. I finished it up the next day with a few coats of matte sealant since it came out a little too glossy for me. But other than that, it was time to hang it up, which just takes 2 screws, one for each mounting hook. And there we have it. Not too shabby. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Feedback is always appreciated, for real. And be sure to shoot me a message if you'd like one yourself. Also, check out my website, cmodesigns.com, to see all my other one-of-a-kind pieces for sale. Click that like button, helping artists grow. Much appreciated, for real. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm on to the next one. Hope you are too. See you next time. You know what I'm saying?